The O'Reilly Factor's on tonight.
He doesn't invoke in me the sense that he loves this country.
The Giuliani-Obama controversy continues to rage. Tonight, we'll tell you exactly why Mayor Giuliani said what he said. CBS News releasing the video from the Falklands War riot in Buenos Aires, the one that far-left zealots said was a day in the park.
What do you think Paul Revere would do about all the snow?
He'd probably ride his horse around and shovel it out with his horses.
Also ahead, Jesse Waters trying to get to the bottom of global warming in chilly Boston.
This is beautiful. This is gold, white gold.
Caution, you are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Giuliani versus Obama. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As you may know, last Wednesday, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani questioned whether President Obama loves America. In the mayor's opinion, he does not. That's ignited a firestorm, but the mayor's not backing down. He points to the president's background.
I'm talking about a man who grew up under the influence of Frank Marshall Davis, who was a member of the Communist Party, who he refers to over and over in his book, who was a tremendous critic of the United States. This is a man who worked under Saul Alinsky, who was a tremendous critic of the United States. I believe his initial approach is to criticize this country and then afterwards to say a few nice things about us.
Mr. Giuliani saying in the last sentence that President Obama's tendency is to run down the USA and then offer a tepid endorsement at the end of the criticism. Now, no one can know what's in the heart of any individual. But let's look at the two men, both of whom I know. Rudy Giuliani was deeply affected by the attack on 9/11. Day after day after day, he had to console the families of those who were killed. That ordeal has redefined Mr. Giuliani. He takes terrorism very personally. You might say the mayor was a casualty himself of the terror attack because he experienced so much pain. Put yourself in the mayor's position. You don't have a minute without someone in deep anguish asking you for help. Rudy Giuliani did a tremendous job leading the city in perhaps its worst crisis ever. Thus, Mr. Giuliani despises the terror killers who murdered all those innocent people. So if you are not aggressively fighting those savages, Rudy Giuliani does not approve of you. Therefore, his opinion of President Obama is negative. On the president's side, he's not deeply emotional about fighting terrorism. We all know that. We saw that demonstrated. Hours after condemning the beheading of journalist James Foley, the president took to the golf course. That was a mistake, and Rudy Giuliani certainly noticed it. President Obama is a man who lives in his head. As I said, he's largely unemotional. Rudy Giuliani is the opposite. He takes wrongdoing very personally. So you can see that these two men have a drastically different view of life. Talking Points believes President Obama does love his country. It has certainly been kind to him. I've had conversations with the president about helping wounded vets and American history, and I don't doubt his patriotism. But if Barack Obama were here today on this set, I'd tell him that he needs to stop equivocating about terrorism. On his watch, ISIS has grown from a nothing organization to a powerful terror threat. That's not a good thing to have on your resume. So right now, the president needs to begin taking ISIS and other jihadists somewhat personally, the way Giuliani does. He needs to step it up in a smart way and realize his theoretical strategy is no longer effective. That doesn't mean dropping U.S. forces on the ground all over the place. But it does mean devoting most of your time, Mr. President, to this clear and present danger. If Barack Obama would do that, would take a leadership role in defeating the jihad, Mayor Giuliani and the other critics would begin to support him. I firmly believe that. And one more thing. Those haters who call Rudy Giuliani a racist are absolutely despicable. As mayor of New York City, Mr. Giuliani saved thousands of black lives by devoting much of his time to making poor neighborhoods safer. That's what the man did. He took crime and murder in the black precincts personally, and he succeeded. in driving those crimes down, making the folks safer. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Denver, Mary Catherine Ham. Here in the studio, Juan Williams. Am I going wrong anywhere?
Well, I think, I appreciate your argument, Bill. I think you make a rational argument. But you argue if President Obama was more aggressive in taking on the terrorists, then Rudy Giuliani would be more supportive of the president. That's what you're saying.
That's the crux of the matter.
But I think that's a policy argument, and that's why I said that was a rational argument. But what Giuliani did was divisive, Bill. Divisive. He basically said the man is not a patriot, does not love his country. That's a personal attack.
It was based on
let me
his
finish.
Performance, though, in the terror arena, I believe.
No. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. You know what he said? He said the stuff about Saul Alinsky.
Yeah, he said
but
he was backing up.
Well, I'm just telling you what the man said, because we can't know what's in anybody's heart. So what he said was divisive. It was a personal attack. He said this president's no patriot, and he wasn't raised the way
but
he
it was
was.
all terror-based.
No.
That's what
he said he wasn't raised the way. He said his guys. I guess he means Republicans over 60, not liberals, not Democrats.
We don't want to guess about
no
what he
women,
means.
no immigrants, no.
Let me get to Ms. Ham, who's out in Denver, snowed in. Do you believe that Giuliani's criticism, and Juan is right, very personal criticism,
right,
is generated by the president's performance on terrorism?
I do think he's probably emotionally reacting to the different way they see the world on that subject, which he, as you said, he takes very personally. I think talking points, and you, Bill, are very right to go after President Obama's policies and avoid the attack on the patriotism, because I think it's the right thing to do, and it's not, I think it's more productive. But here's the issue. When you're talking about whether this is out of line, I do think the media is so incredibly comically overblown, this issue. Look, they do not need to get their underoos in a bunch at every little thing that a Republican says without going the other direction and calling it on the other side.
That's a pretty specific attack on Barack Obama. I don't blame the media for covering it.
Hold on. I agree with you, and I don't do that kind of thing, and I don't like to impugn people's motives when I'm arguing with them. But if you're going to call it, you got to call it both ways. When the president and Democrats call Republicans terrorist, hostage takers, un-American, what have you. It happens all the time. So you've got to call it both ways, or you're just silencing one side.
I wish it never happened. I wish that this didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do believe that the way the president is handling the jihad is really starting to redefine his whole presidency.
Well, that's fine. Let's have a policy argument. But what I'm saying to you is Rudy Giuliani did something here that I think actually hurt Republicans, with most Americans who say, you know what, don't go around saying that our president, don't go around saying our president, no matter who he is not a patriot. Remember
most
when
of
the
Republicans disavowed the remarks. I don't know one Republican.
Correct. Republicans this weekend have been right, but I'm just saying, remember when the liberals went crazy on Bush, there were people like me that said, don't question the man's motives and don't make it personal.
Okay, and that's true. Last word, Mary Catherine.
Yeah, I think the problem is also, as Juan was alluding to, every Republican has been asked about this story. Again, on the other side, it is not emblematic. They're not every single candidate asked to answer for everything that every Democrat says.
But no,
if you're going to call it both ways.
I haven't heard one Republican contender say that Mayor Giuliani was appropriate.
No, of course not. And Rudy himself in an op-ed said, look, I obscured my message.
I don't know if they
Democrats should have to answer for their own side, too.
I don't know. He can talk for himself. Jindal, don't ask me. Why are you asking me? Oh, my God.
They're politicians, Juan.
Because,
you know, okay,
how about chickens?
Chicken. Personal attack.
Oh, my God.
All right. By the way, Ms. Ham announced today that her upcoming book, End of Discussion, will be on sale June 9th. We're looking forward to that. Next on the rundown, James Rosen sticking up for the ladies at the State Department who sometimes are mocked and talking about under fire. CBS News releases the controversial Falklands riot video. I was in the middle of it, and we'll have a special report up ahead.